Welcome to episode 411, where we explore the emotional weight of poor digestion. In Ayurveda, digestion is not just about food. It's also how we process life and emotions. When digestion is weak, both body and mind feel heavy, weighed down by physical and mental ama or toxins. Today, we'll explore how Ayurveda clears this heaviness and restores balance to both digestion and emotional clarity. Hi there, I'm your host Colette, and on this podcast, I will be sharing the teachings of Ayurveda, yoga, and holistic health practices. Now, if you're new to Ayurveda, I recommend checking out the first couple of episodes where I do an introduction to Ayurveda and the mind-body types. Thanks for listening, and now here's a new episode. Hey there, and welcome back to the podcast. Today, we're exploring a topic that touches both body and mind, the emotional weight of poor digestion. Because digestion is not just about food, it's also how we process life itself. Experiences, emotions, and stress included. In Ayurveda, we learn that when food is not properly digested, it creates ama or toxic residue that not only weighs down the body, but can also set us on the path to dis-ease. The same is true for our emotions. When we don't fully process experiences, feelings, or stress, they too can leave behind a residue called mental ama, which are mental toxins that cloud the mind, dim our energy, and even affect how confident or resilient we feel. This is why Ayurveda never separates the physical from the emotional. A strong digestion, or agni, helps us break down not just food, but also thoughts and experiences. And when agni is weak, both body and mind feel the burden. In this episode, we'll look at how poor digestion impacts mood, self-confidence, and emotional well-being, and how an Ayurvedic approach helps us clear both physical and mental heaviness. I'll also share why my upcoming group discounted digestive reset cleanse, which starts October 3rd, can be such a powerful reset for the body, mind, and emotions. So let's dive in. We're going to start with looking at the gut-mind connection in Ayurveda. We don't separate physical digestion from mental digestion in Ayurveda. Both are deeply connected through the mano, vaha, srotas, or the channel of the mind. Just as the stomach digests food, the mind digests impressions, what we see, hear, feel, and experience. The process of mental digestion is supported by three key subdoshas. The first one being sadhaka pitta, which is a subdosha pitta, which governs clarity, intelligence, and emotional processing. It helps us interpret our experiences and extract meaning, much like agni extracts nutrients from food. When disturbed, it can manifest as harsh self-criticism, impatience, or distorted perception. Pranavayu, which is a subdosha of vata, is the subtle wind that governs mental movement, creativity, and the flow of thoughts. When balanced, it allows for inspiration and adaptability. But when vitiated, it can cause overthinking, worry, and restlessness, leaving impressions half digested, swirling around without resolution. And then there's Tarpika Kapha, a subdosha of kapha, which provides nourishment and stability to the nervous system, like a protective coating that allows the mind to feel safe and held. When balanced, we feel calm and supported. But when aggravated, it can make us cling to memories or experiences, unable to let go. Tarpika Kapha holds records of all of our life experiences. Together, these three regulate the way we digest life. If they are disturbed from past or present experiences,
the mano vaha srotas becomes congested, just as the digestive tract becomes clogged with ama. This is what Ayurveda calls mental ama, the residue of undigested emotions and impressions. So when digestion is weak, it's not just food that suffers, it's our whole mental, emotional ecosystem. And this is why so many people describe feeling both physically heavy and emotionally burdened at the same time, because these two are inseparable. So when we talk about the emotional weight of poor digestion, we're really talking about this cycle where undigested food and unprocessed emotions feed into each other, creating heaviness in both body and mind. When digestion is sluggish or impaired, we often think first of physical symptoms like bloating, heaviness, or irregular elimination. But Ayurveda teaches us that poor digestion also leaves an emotional imprint. Think about how you feel after a heavy meal that didn't sit well. Often there's not just physical discomfort, but also maybe irritability, brain fog, or even guilt. These are not random. They're signs that undigested food and unprocessed emotions are working together. And here's something profound. Just as the stomach must digest food, the mind must also digest, absorb, and assimilate every thought, sensation, feeling, and emotion in order to gain understanding. If this process doesn't happen, what remains behind is called mental ama, the mental toxins of undigested experience. Over time, this mental ama clogs the mano vaha srotas, the subtle channels of the mind. And this congestion can show up as psychological distress. The digestion of thoughts, feelings, and emotions is what nourishes the four aspects of the mind described in Ayurveda. And the four aspects of the mind are manas, the sensory mind that takes in impressions, buddhi, the intellect, our power of discernment, chitta, memory and the storehouse of the impressions, and ahamkara, the sense of I or ego identity. When the channels are clear and digestion is strong, all four of these aspects are supported. But when ama builds up, clarity, resilience, and self-confidence all suffer. So far, we've seen how poor digestion impacts not just the body, but also the mind. But here's the hopeful side. Ayurveda gives us tools to break that cycle. One of the most effective is an Ayurvedic cleanse. By simplifying the diet and giving the digestive fire a chance to reset and clearing out the old ama, balancing the doshas, we lighten the load on the body and mind. And this creates a ripple effect far beyond digestion. Because in Ayurveda, food is never just calories or nutrients. It's also energy that shapes the mind. The ancient texts tell us that food nourishes not only the body, but also the gunas, the qualities of the mind, which are sattva, rajas, and tamas. Now, sattva is the quality of clarity, balance, and peace. Rajas is the quality of stimulation, restlessness, and activity. And tamas is the quality of heaviness, dullness, and inertia. When we eat foods that are overly processed, heavy, or stale, they increase tamas, the heaviness, the dullness, and the inertia. When we eat something that's overstimulating, like too spicy, too caffeinated, they increase rajas, the stimulation, the restlessness, and the activity. Both of these states disturb the mind and create more inner turbulence. When we eat fresh, seasonal, simply prepared foods, we nourish sattva, clarity, calm, and balance by reducing rajasic, overstimulating, and tamasic, heavy, dull foods. The body and mind regain equilibrium. This is why during a cleanse, we emphasize sattvic foods, warm, light, easy to digest meals. By eliminating rajasic and tamasic influences, we give the mind space to settle and naturally return to balance. And as I discussed in episode 408, the Ayurvedic way to reset food cravings and taste buds, as digestion resets, the cravings reset too. People often notice that the pull towards heavy, sugary, or overstimulating food or ultra-processed food diminishes. Instead, they begin to crave what actually supports them: simplicity, warmth, and sattvic nourishment. In this way, a cleanse is not deprivation. It's really an opportunity to remember what real nourishment feels like in both body and mind. One of the most overlooked gifts of a cleanse isn't just what you take out of your diet, it's what you begin to see more clearly. When the body is overloaded with ama, the mind is also clouded. We tend to move through life on autopilot, reaching for comfort foods without thinking, eating when stressed, or numbing emotions instead of feeling them. These patterns become habits, and in Ayurveda and yoga, we call them samskaras, grooves in the mind that pull us into the same cycles again and again. A cleanse interrupts that cycle. By simplifying food, the nervous system relaxes, the mind steadies, and suddenly there's space. Space to notice, why do I reach for sweets late at night? Or am I eating because I'm hungry or because I'm anxious? Or maybe it's, what emotions am I avoiding by staying busy, restless, or distracted? This awareness is powerful because it turns unconscious patterns into conscious choices. And once you see something clearly, you can transform it. And that is the catalyst to change. And this is why I always say that my digestive reset cleanse is not just a physical cleanse. It's also an emotional one. I bring in holistic practices like meditation, pranayama, yoga, daily self-care rituals, self-inquiry, and journaling to support not just the digestion of food, but also the digestion of experience. Often participants experience emotional release, or they simply give themselves permission for deep rest and self-compassion. Ayurveda teaches us that true reset is holistic, physical clarity plus emotional freedom. When both the body and mind are cleared, we feel lighter, calmer, and more connected to ourselves. In this sense, a cleanse is never just about the body. It's a practice of awareness, a chance to realign how we nourish ourselves on every level. Once you've experienced physical, mental, and emotional lightness, the next step is to protect and to sustain that clarity. Ayurveda reminds us that mental ama does not just come from food. It comes from overstimulation, irregular routines, lack of rest, and ignoring what the mind and heart truly need. So here are a few Ayurvedic guidelines to help prevent the buildup of mental ama. The first one is tuning into the circadian rhythm. What we do day in, day out is the foundation of our health and well-being. And so living in harmony with nature's cycles respects the body's natural wake, rest, and digest rhythms. A steady daily routine keeps both the mind and digestion calm. And this also reduces decision fatigue. When these healthy habits are on autopilot, the mind rests in steadiness. And of course, mindful eating. We want to make sure that we're present while eating, because if we're distracted or multitasking or having stressful conversations, then our digestion is not going to be optimal. So we want to pause before we eat, take a couple of deep breaths, and then eat with presence. This not only prevents physical ama, but also calms the mental agitation. And we also want to favor seasonal foods. Again, aligning with the rhythm of nature. Your body and mind will feel lighter when you're eating what's naturally balancing for the season. And we want to focus on sattvic nourishment, choosing foods and practices that promote clarity, calm, and peace of mind. Reducing rajasic, overstimulating, and tamasic, dulling influences helps to prevent the heaviness of mental ama. I want you to think about curiosity over cravings. We want to be aware of our cravings. And when a craving or compulsion arises that we know is going to affect our physical and mental health, I want you to ask, what do I really need right now? Often it's rest, comfort, or connection, and not the food or stimulus itself. We also, of course, want to make time to tune inwards, making space in your day for quiet self-care, whether that's meditation, yoga, pranayama, prayer, creativity, or time in nature. This is your chance to notice what thoughts and emotions are arising instead of pushing them aside. Writing can be especially powerful for processing emotions. And you might even create a ritual of burning your notes as a symbol of letting go. Now, if your emotions feel overwhelming, it's important that you reach out for professional guidance. You don't need to carry it alone. And finally, we want to avoid overstimulation. Be mindful of what you watch, read, and listen to. Our senses are bombarded daily. So balance stimulation with what I call cave time, those quiet moments to be with yourself. And we really have to schedule those times these days as we're rushing from one thing to another. So I want you to really think about where you can insert some quiet moments into your day. Now, if you're busy work and have a busy family life and lots of responsibilities, maybe that's taking your lunch outside and just sitting in nature while eating your lunch. Or maybe it's taking your cuppa outside in the morning before everybody wakes up. Can you steal some little moments of calm in your day? And remember that nourishment goes beyond the body. Every thought, feeling, and experience needs digestion too. When we process life well, we nourish the mind, manas, the intellect, buddhi, the memory, chitta, and our sense of self, ahamkara. Balanced digestion of food and of emotion keeps all of these clear and resilient. Live in a way that supports clarity and nourishment every day. Let food, rest, movement, and awareness become not just routine, but your medicine. So as we've heard in this episode, digestion is never just about food. Ayurveda teaches us that how we digest life, emotions, and experiences is just as important as how we digest a meal. When digestion weakens, physical ama builds up in the body, and mental ama clouds the mind, leaving us heavy, reactive, and disconnected. But when we bring awareness to the way we eat, the way we rest, the way we live, clarity returns. By tuning into the circadian rhythms, practicing mindful eating, choosing seasonal sattvic nourishment, and taking time to tune inward, we prevent new layers of mental ama from forming. This is how Ayurveda helps us create not only a healthy gut, but also a clear and calm mind. And if you'd like support and to experience this wisdom in a guided, holistic way, then check out my Digestive Reset Cleanse, which starts October 3rd. It's not just a physical cleanse, it's an emotional and mental reset too. We weave in Ayurvedic nutrition, self-care rituals, pranayama, yoga, meditation, and journaling to help you release both physical toxins and emotional heaviness. And all of this is tailored to you, as this cleanse comes with a 90-minute online consultation with me so that I can tailor this holistic cleanse to you and your lifestyle. And you'll come away with not just a lighter body, but also a calmer and clearer mind. So check out the link in the show notes or visit my website, elementshealingandwellbeing.com. And for the group discounted digestive reset cleanse starting October 3rd, go to the events page. And if that date doesn't work for you, you can choose a private cleanse. It's the same structure. You just get to choose your own dates and you have me one-to-one for support. And of course, on my website, you can find all my other online services as well. And I will be more than happy to support you in your Ayurvedic journey. So thank you so much for listening to this episode. And if you think that this episode will be helpful for family or friends, please share it with them. And don't forget to follow or subscribe to the podcast, and the new weekly episodes will automatically download for you. And if you feel that you're getting benefit from this podcast, I would really appreciate a rating and review wherever you listen to your podcasts. Please also come join me on social media. My new Instagram page is Elements of Ayurveda Podcast. And on Facebook, it's Elements Healing and Wellbeing. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take good care of yourself, be well, and bye for now. Slán go fóill.